Hey, I'm a little early. Welcome to Making Comics and Art. This is episode 331. Long road ahead. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. This is me back at it. Currently working on, this is Hawk and the Hawk, issue 7. This won't be a single issue, but I lowered that just a tad. This is some music I found that's a little longer than 2 minutes or whatever. So yeah, this won't be in the single issue, but this will be in the collection, which is Randy Bishop will get together at some point. So you can look forward to that. What did I want to do? So recent events. I finished issue 2 of Designated. Market is waiting on either one cover or 2 covers to crowdfund. So it remains to be seen if we're going to see it crowdfunding this year. So when that happens, I'll let everybody know. I finished issue 3 of of Copper Star. There's only 4 pages, but I spent more time on them. Those were the last pages of Scott Shahee. And I was very happy with them. They're being colored up. Issue 4 of the 4-issue miniseries of Copper Star is being written by this guy Douglas. He's actually dropped the script, but I haven't gotten around to it. I believe it's not finished, but once it is, then me and the other penciler, Ray, will start co-penciling that. So this is Hawk in New York is one of the projects I got going on right now. And the other being the graphic novel, which I'm sure will be announced at some point next year, probably towards the end of the year, since it's going to take us a long time to get that book done. And then Icebox, co-creating, co-writing, not co-penciling. I'm penciling and making the whole book, so that's going to take me some time. So hopefully I'll get Hawk in New York done next month. Then I'll be doing inking an American manga book written by Elisa Martinez, who is a phenomenal artist and creator, and this is a project long overdue, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get to that this year. It depends how the pages of the graphic novel come in and whatever else I'm up to. With Icebox, we're looking towards February drop of the crowdfunder. And I know I want to do some extra stuff, so more than likely we'll have 6 pages and the cover. I'll be doing a cover. If he uses it or not, that remains to be seen. But I'm gonna do a cover, and I know he has another cover artist. I'll probably also be doing a interpretation of the logo, and we'll see if he uses that. It's all in Justin's hand, the fella I'm working with. I should really write all this stuff down so I have it in front of me instead of memorizing it. One day. So long road ahead, that came to mind to me because one of the challenges of being freelance is that it's really a challenge to make sure that you have enough work and enough money coming in. And while I worked it, so I definitely have a steady amount of work coming, a steady amount of money coming in next couple of months. I'm just on the border of it's relatively what I need, but I'm not sure if I'll have extra. This is maybe it's loud on my side. No, I'll listen. I'm wondering if the music is loud for you guys, because I actually have my volume pretty loud. When my heat goes off, everything else drowns out. So I don't have my heat on like when I'm streaming. One day I'll have, a better setup. I'll be somewhere else eventually, and hopefully I won't have heat going off in my ear, so I won't have to worry about that. But yeah, I want to make sure that I have a good amount of money coming in. As it is, like I have some money coming today. I'll have some money coming to me Sunday. The money coming to me today is from two different sources. So hopefully that will be enough to get through the week. I say that only because I do need to get a new microwave. I just threw out my old one. It died a while back, but I just get around to throwing it out. Also need to get a new coffee maker because my current one, while it works, how when your coffee's ready, it beeps? Well, for some reason, my coffee maker has been talking to me more than is required lately. And and that's a nuisance. It's kind of a problem. So two things like I knew, but didn't exactly plan for. It's just things breaking down, and you gotta get new ones. Yeah, so it's like my brain is constantly looking at the bigger picture. And what I mean by the long road ahead is I really can't yet wrap my head around the amount of work I have and how I'm going to be able to do it. I mean, I just need to worry about now, which is these 3 projects. But if all goes as planned, I think I have 2 other projects coming to me next month. One is Allison McGlaughlин's project. One is Brett's project. There's links down below to both their projects, as well as Brett's project down below is FemBat, but he said I'm working on Madam X, which is another book, another character of his. So I'm like, whatever, I'll know it when it's in my face. So yeah, I still have. I mentioned doing a commission. I still have yet to get to my commission. So here's the deal, like just recent events. After I finished off Copper Star, which was on Saturday, I took 2 days off, which is definitely what a much needed break. Because I think it's been 6 months since I took a weekend off. So technically Tuesday I'm back at it, but I'm kind of still burnt out, kind of still trying to find my footing, kind of really just still need to take some serious time off. But I wanna and have to keep things rolling. So for now, regardless of what speed I go, have to keep the pages flowing. So this is what I'm doing. So like I really want to get to Elise's project, but I feel like I'm not at my true best because her work is, I mean, not only is very precise, but it's definitely high quality, and I don't want to screw it up. And it's over pencils, so having inked a lot of stuff over blue line or red line, whatever I'm doing. I printed this page a while back, which is why it's blue. Yeah, I want to jump on that when I'm in a better flow with my work. And it's also working on different artists really challenges me. So it's only a matter of time. Um, yeah, with Elise's project coming next month, and there's my cat at the window. If you can't hear him. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make some choices next month. But I can worry about that then. Then I do want to get onto my Patreon project soon too. That kind of sort of will be easier to manage because of the way I'm going to approach it. To if you're a Patreon, then you'll get the full scoop of that. Because I want to approach it like making a movie. So that should be fun and interesting. See, there's people making comments, but I can't see the comments at the moment. We'll get to it shortly. I just want to make sure I cover everything. Yeah, so the main scope of it is I want to make sure that I have enough cash coming in. Also, because I'm thinking you might want to get an assistant, if only for a couple of days, maybe get somebody for the weekends. Because I want to improve my business end of things. And work with somebody who will hopefully be long term. I'm not looking for an art assistant. More for the business side of things. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so let's see. All right, yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. Let's see. Yeah, cool page. The spice must flow always. Hell, nerds, freaks, and geeks. And welcome. Hey, Will. Yes, welcome, Will. Yeah, so like overall, I'm in a much better spot than I have been for the past 2 years. There were points where I had no work coming in, due to all the events of the past years. Now I have too much work, which is a good problem to have. But frankly, I've never been this fully loaded in my career. And I just want to make sure that I get on top of it all. So, which at the moment I don't feel like I'm on top of anything, but the only thing that will improve that is just me working my ass off. So that is where most of the things are at. And that is what you got. So, you know, the music I found, I would say the band's name is down below in the description box, but I have to find where the recording is in my files. So find the name of the band. You know, StreamYard offers up a couple of selections, but most of them are short and repetitive. I wanted to get something a little longer. Yeah, that's a little longer. You can't put something too big. So it's funny. Randy has some pictures of this guy. I believe this guy, like some of the main characters. He has photos as reference. But it's on my shelf at the moment. But I don't need it in front of me at the moment. Hey Pete, did you have a good Thanksgiving? I did, although it wasn't a typical Thanksgiving. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't have a turkey. I'm currently in a long distance thing. See if it goes anywhere. See if it works out. Figured I was better off spending my Thanksgiving doing some cleaning and whatnot. I took care of my laundry. I previously did some shopping, although I have to go shopping again. I know, like, today is the worst day to do go to Walmart to do food shopping, but I'll probably, it's a small place in town, get enough stuff for the weekend. But yeah, shopping's gonna be hell from now until Christmas. So when Road Train, or however you pronounce it, switched from doing rapidographs to isographs, they gave me two thin points. You know, one slightly big, wider than the other one, but there's still two thin points. I miss having a medium point. Bugging me. Like I use the medium point for mostly everything. So either I have to swallow my pride. No. Maybe find a marker that I'm happy with. Because these fine points are like doubling up every line, it seems. I'm picky. I have a lot of markers, but markers tend to be not as precise. You know, you get a thin tip marker and, you know, lay in a little too hard and it comes out thicker. That's why I always like repair guides for technical stuff. What are you gonna do? I hate repair guides. Too expensive, too much octane. All the repair guides had clogged up and dried out and stopped working. Well, I mean, I had one set, you know, like for years and years and years it lasted. Rot Rain, their set was phenomenally good, but many things have changed in the past 10 years as far as, you know, tools. Everything's a bit of a challenge now as far as getting, you know, what I've used previously and what's good, and, you know, ink has changed, paper quality has changed. But you gotta go with whatever's out there and what you can find. What do you want, kitten? My cat wants in. I guess I have to let him in. So hopefully it won't bug me while I'm working. Hold on. What? No, I know. I gotta go to the store for you. You got dry food? Rocket is in the house. Oh yeah, it wasn't a Rot Rain. It was just a repair of the. Yeah. I loved Rot Rain because they had cartridges, and I mean, essentially, this one I used, because this is the one that's outlasted everything else, and this is was it a 0.7, which is the thickest one I have. Yeah, because with the set, this is a 0.5, and then the other two are a 3 and a 0.3 and a 0.2. So I think my perfect size was a 0.4. I forget now. I no longer have it in front of me. But yeah, the cartridges were great. You just pop them in and take them out. I've never had bleeding issues or you know, anything for many years, until only recent couple of years. Right, Rocket? Rocket knows. How's it outside, buddy? Is it cold? Getting cold. I talk to my cat and he leaves me alone. Alright, just use this one. And this one. Pigma pens, yeah. I got a whole I got a case with like 4 different drawers full of markers. A lot of them are No, I gotta put ink in this one. No. All right, I'll use the heavier one. Always refill your tools. Something I'm still getting used to. I'm not used to doing it manually. Yep, this one needs it too. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. I guess it's quill time. Oh, so I got something new. This is a brush cleaner and preserver. I never used this before. This comes out and you run the brush on that. You get it wet first. I never used this before. I use either, well, typically I have used like water and dish soap or water and like hair conditioner or hair shampoo. Which is what I've been comfortable using recently. But hold on a second. What? Well, nothing. I got nothing for you. I know. It'll start with it. All right. Rocket is hounding me. I got dry fruit. I have to get some wet fruit. I will after my stream. Or get myself lunch too. There we go. I have a glass jar that is now over here. Oh, EBG. Welcome. For many years, my favorite too was coronary radiograph. I got gifts as a kid. Yep. Those I had. Those were my first set. Or no. Those are the white ones, right? First time I tried the dip pen, and then it opened up a whole new way of working. Before that, I was just drawing in my line weights of shapes and filling them in. Yep. Yeah, I mean, you use what you're comfortable with, and use what's working at the time, or when you have to make a deadline, it's like whatever's in front of you sometimes, or a combination of everything. But I'm still traditional as opposed to many comic inkers who aren't. And I've been told I should switch. But as far as digital, I'm gonna be doing coloring digitally. And I've said before, like I want to really improve my YouTube thumbnail covers, so I might do those digitally, partially for speed, but partially to play with the programs I'm going to be coloring my comics with. So for practice. In the end, it's not the tool, it's the artist who uses it. Although, it's like a lot of digital artists, they have very weird lines when it comes to finished artwork. And that's like mainly the thing I want to avoid. All this, like, for hatching, it's all this like fan of straight lines. There's no life to them. I'd rather things be imperfect. All right, let's see. EVG, ever tried using a brush? Why were you told to switch? What was the reason they gave you? Yes, I have one. It's definitely fine and flexible. Yeah. Yeah, brush. I worked with a brush first batch of years, working in comics. I only got into using a quill later. It was basically my brother, like, telling me I should switch. I should also learn quill. Why was I told to do digital? For speed. But I'm not going to take on a tool just for speed's sake if it's not going to give me the results I'm looking for, and I don't care how good you are with digital, it still doesn't match the quality of traditional. There's some inkers out there that look like traditional inkers that are using digital, but that's like years with working with digital. Like, I don't, and I like inking traditionally so much. I mean, the whole point at this point that I'm still inking is because I freaking love it. So, yes, I do wish I was quicker. but not over the quality of the work in a sense. And I could really get into a groove and be not reckless, but like really just throwing down lines and be faster. But I'm not quite there at this point in time. I have to have less going on mentally. I face a lot of challenges that I never faced before. But I'll get there. I know, I've seen a lot of like all the newspaper strip comics. Like a lot of that is real, like traditional comic book artistry. Somebody online mentioned Stan Drake not too long ago. Stan Drake was, I'm not going to remember the strip. Famous girl, Brenda Starr. Okay, Brenda Starr. He did Brenda Starr for a while. He did other things. He was quick. His art was great. When I worked at Valiant, which is, before I worked for DC, then went on to Marvel, I was inking backgrounds, and I was eventually, quickly put onto the Eternal Warrior. Eternal Warrior was inked by Stan, and I was inking the backgrounds, and Stan would, ink the figures first. In all cases, I believe. Yeah, it was always the figures were inked, and I just had to go in, sort of match the tone of it, and ink the backgrounds. And yeah, really inspired me. How he threw down lines and how it looked. My first day there, I was given a page without any direction other than ink this page. I had no clue what to do, and my answer to that was to ink like Robert Crumb. For whatever reason, that's what I was picking up, and turns out the artist, the penciler, was sitting right in front of me, because it was, like Valiant was a great experience, because unlike Marvel and DC, everybody was in the office. I was paid a weekly paycheck. I was there 9 to 5, 5 days a week, and it almost didn't matter what amount of work you did. You were always paid the same. So I got a consistent weekly paycheck. But I worked my ass off there. It was a great learning experience, and it was the writers, the pencilers, the inkers, the inking assistants, which I was, the colorists who were working with watercolor by hand. The editors were there, you know, like production. I remember one time I was helping out production with placing some letters on the page. Ah, crap. And that was fun and interesting. Yeah, let me get a paper of that. You always make a loop. But yeah, Valiant was way different than any other comic company I ever worked for. No. Good enough. I'll fix it later. That's now. Let me catch up. Have you ever tried brush pens? What do you think of them? I had one. It was a long while ago. A brush pen. I used it for convention sketches. I do know that it didn't last as long as I hoped for. I don't remember what brand or whatever it was, and they're probably better now. But still, brush pen does not work like you know, a regular brush in many ways. You can get in the thick lines, but happy accents happen with a real brush. EBG, I had to build up to being able to control it. Yeah, you know, it's like quills and brushes definitely require work, spending time with both. I mean, any tool, really. I would say I'm 85% brush, 10% quill, 5% pigment bands on average. Yeah, I can go 50-50 with brush and quill. Like, you know, I can ink a whole page with a quill. I don't use anything other than the Hunt 102. You know, I know there's a Hunt, what is it, 107? That's much larger. But still, I prefer a regular brush to do the big, thick black lines. And obviously, I use a brush to fill in blacks, big black areas. I think the digital would slow you way down, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, like I have templates and whatnot and use my repeater. I still call them repeater, even though they're isographs or whatever. I don't like the name. Technical pens, whatever you want to call them. Actually, let me switch. So Rocket found a spot. He's got a spot in the kitchen, which is like I got like a shelf unit in the kitchen. It's not the best place for it, but I got a whole bunch of comic pages in there. On top of that, I have a smaller, like clear plastic container where I put pages that I'm going to mail out. And he loves laying on that. You know, I guess because it's high up. As long as my cat's not in the same room as me, I get really nervous with him in my space with ink around. I don't enjoy that, that feeling. And I'm essentially in the living room, so I don't have a door on my office space, my studio space. One day I'll get out of here and see what's what. But yeah, like really what I was saying earlier, like, trying to improve my overall situation, trying to have a better flow of money coming in. In the future, I'm planning 2 trips, like one to London and one to Japan, to coincide with different projects that are going on. And I just really quickly, I was doing laundry at the laundromat and looking at my phone. Just randomly, quickly got an estimate on what a flight to London is, what a flight to Japan is, and I wasn't even sure because I forget what site it was, but cheap tickets or something or other. Essentially, both are 1,000. I think Japan is cheaper. I don't know if that's technically closer to me than London, or I thought London was closer, but depends how they fly there. But yeah, it's he wants to go out again. My cat. Hey, it's Sandy. Hey, Sandy. And that's my cat, ladies and gentlemen. Comes in, bugs me, then goes out. So what do you say? Probably gonna say hi really quick and see how you're doing. I'm saving money to do the travel 30 countries in 30 days. Are you really on the URL? Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, well, it's like I'll be going to London, I'll be going to Japan at some point. Fingers crossed, hopefully, who knows? Can't predict the future, but that's my plan. I want to do both. But yeah, they're both gonna be really expensive. And right now it's like my major reason for retro not being out is because of funds. But I'm making better money today than I was, even 4 months ago on projects. So once I start making above my standard of living, then I can start saving money on the side. And of course, once I officially get retro printed and out there to the peoples. But that's awesome. 30 countries in 30 days. That's awesome. I'm so happy you're going to start traveling. How long do you plan on staying in London, Japan? went to Japan for 7 days, and it was not enough time to really explore. Saving money is really hard right now. Yeah. How long? Well, I was thinking about it. Like, I'm definitely going to both to be at a convention, and I know a few people, like, if I just say, hey, I'm going to Japan, they'll probably want to, make a mutual trip together. So I'm thinking definitely, like, I would like to stay longer than just the con. So possibly a week, but yeah, if I can swing longer, it all depends on my schedule, which, by the time I'm doing these, we're like, it would be like 2 years out or something. By the time I'm doing these sort of vacation business trips, I'll probably be more on my schedule. Hopefully I could just focus on my own projects and make better money. So it's really just a matter of how things are going. But I'll at least get out there and do these conventions and stay for, a couple of days at least. Like, I did San Diego once. And I only went there for the convention, so I really didn't see anything other than the immediate neighborhood. I would have loved to spend, like a couple weeks in San Diego. I've never been to whatchamacallit, Los Angeles. I would love to go to Los Angeles. I'm sure there's like lots of places within Los Angeles I would love to go. So yeah, Japan. I was just looking at some videos the other day. There's definitely a lot of places I would love to see and check out, and I don't know anything about the lay of land. I would do research and everything beforehand. Cut down on the I'm wandering around time. It's expensive. Yep. Which city is the convention? It's gonna be a few years before I can start traveling more. Also, I to do a lot of house repairs, and I'm getting ready for another hand surgery. I hope your hand's doing better. Let's see. Well, I mean, London. It's in the city of London. There's a convention. I'm going there specifically because the graphic novel I'm working on, both the writer and the artist are in or around London. So more specific than that, I'm not sure what convention is. But as far as Japan, that's open ended because I'm doing a American manga style comic, and just want to hit at least one good convention out there. I don't know if there's better ones or, So, plenty of time to plan, plenty of time to research. It might even be 4 years out, or, who knows? But at some point, definitely want to hit both of those. I got to a point in my life where I thought maybe I'd never leave the States. But I'm like, you know what? I am the master of my own domain. I can do what I want. I'm not a criminal. I can get a passport. So we'll see. Once anything gets nailed down, I'll probably have a website of some kind that I'll have a calendar on. So if people want to join me when I'm outside the States, or when I'm out doing more conventions. I haven't done anything of late, and with my schedule now, I hope to do something next year, but I'm not necessarily sure if I'll have a table. I want to do New York. Obvious reasons. A lot of my friends are out there. My hometown. I miss New York. So we'll see. Never say never. Yeah. I mean, the plan is I'm going to do stuff. Did you ever see that Seinfeld Creon was the master of his domain for a while, and they saw that girl through the window? Oh, Amsterdam? Was it in Amsterdam? Memory serves. I believe so. I mean, I want to say I've seen every episode of Seinfeld, but there may have been a few I missed. Yes, I used to watch that when it came out. Love that show. All right, Sandy. You too. Have a wonderful day. I gotta go. I need to take my mother to therapy, and soon as catching up, I need to get on Facebook and talk with you more. Absolutely. We need to talk. You have a wonderful day as well. And I should mention that, a lot of people that show up and join the chat are people I assume have subscribed to my channel and like my videos. But if you're watching this now, or if you're watching this later, and you're new to my channel, please, subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, share it with your friends. On Facebook, I share a lot of stuff out in my stories. They definitely change things around on everywhere. My reach isn't what it used to be. But you know, it's really what your audience does that gets you seen. Like I can shout from the top of the mountains for years, but it's really my friends and my fans that will help get my more of my videos and artwork and books seen. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I mean, you know, it's like yesterday was Thanksgiving. Well, you know, I'm thankful for everyone who's stuck around, everyone who's, you know, said, hey, who's that guy? And they appreciate my work. And it's we're all part of the same industry for the most part. And it's nothing but hard work. Bum, bum. Oh yeah, it's been an hour already. That's right. Um, just you know, as I mentioned earlier, I haven't eaten lunch yet, and that's definitely something that's on my mind. Kind of figuring out what I want. Go out to get something because the house isn't stocked. I got some things, but I don't want to make paste pasta or you know anything complicated. Just want a light lunch or something. It's always good to see all of you here. Thank you all for chatting. Helps me do my job easier. You know, maybe one day I'll get back into some kind of a schedule. Maybe next year. This way people can predict in advance. And I'll be on. I like this loose schedule right now because things tend to change on a dime. Yeah, this isn't a hard page. It'll take me a while, but I appreciate you too, Pete. Thanks, buddy. You like dogs? And there's a lot of cats in the dog. You know, like I'm not super into the tiny dogs, and I got a small place. Would I get a dog only if you know, like I got a feeling once I move into a bigger place that I'm going to have more cats. Like the rescue I've worked with throughout the last 10 years or so with my ex, you know, they're getting old and up there, and you know, technically I gave them cats I can no longer have here. But if I get a bigger place, I might take some of them back, maybe even uh, take a couple of others, because I've given them a bunch of strays from my neighborhood. um, But there's like I would love to get Clea and Ripley back, and like although Ripley is my friend's shadow now. So I don't know. Like Clea loves me, and I'm sure she'd want to come back to me. Ripley might have a new home right now, permanent home. Um, but there's others that came from this town that I might scoop up again. It's just cats are in rotation around here. So will I get a dog? I don't know. I don't know. It'd have to be a special dog that gets along with other cats, a gang of cats. But I love dogs. I mean, I think a dog was my third pet. I know I had a tiny baby turtle. I also had fish. I had a tank and fish. But I love dogs. But it's got to be, got to be a big dog. Can't be no tiny dog. When I first moved in with Lisa, years in 2012, she had a dog, Sissy. It was a Pomeranian, and for the most part, she was a good dog, really fun, playful, and funny and quirky, and I don't have any problems with a small dog, but I had a Labrador mix, so it was completely 99% black. I think he had a white patch on his chest or whatever. Like typically that's what they have. But it was a mix, so I don't know what else, but besides the Labrador, he was. But I love my puppy. Lucky was his name. Unfortunately, he was too much for my mom. You got to think like, it's great having a dog when you're young, but I'm at school most of the day, and my mom's got to deal with him. So my brother was out of the house. My oldest brother was out of the house, and he took him. So when he visited, I got to see him. I got to walk him, got to reconnect with him. So yeah, Victor came by often. So I still got to see him, and just before he passed, I got to walk him one last time. But I never had, I moved around a lot. I never had a dog myself. But, if I get a big house, who knows? Who knows? So I once explained inking to somebody as like, you throw down lines, but The art of inking is really fine tuning each line. And sometimes you could throw down a line and do it perfectly. But a lot of times I'm finding my way with the art. So I'll throw down a generic thin line and then play with it afterwards, which means, like, I'll add more weight to it and judge how it looks within the panel, within the page, and so on. Like this book, Walk in New York. This is a black and white book, but it will have gray tones. Randy does the gray tones. He's kind of heavy with the gray tones. He likes to fill up the page. That's not necessarily my train of thought, because you gotta have a balance to some extent with what's black, like solid black masses on the page and solid white areas on the page, and then a certain amount of gray in between. I got a dog named Bucky. I'll send you an Instagram pic. Cool. Is that a new dog? I don't think I've known you to have a dog before. I could be wrong. It's funny, like, Facebook is absolutely crappy for seeing stuff, and the best way is to go directly to people, which I don't really have set up or have time for at the moment. So it's completely random who I see, but my feed on Facebook is mostly people with cats, because that's my interest at the moment. Kind of hilarious. I feel like a hero, but I don't have the funds for it. I'll probably get a couple of burgers. Get that cheaper. My cheapest is the pizza, but I also have to get pizza. You could have a whole meal pretty cheap, at least until I get to do some real shopping. Like I said, I'm not going anywhere near Walmart today. Oh, had them since April. All right, not too long. In the big scope of things. Yeah, so I think I'll wrap this up. Nobody else has questions or curious about anything? I'll go get myself something to eat. I do want to do longer streams. I am on the free plan. But I have a way around that. Like, you can only go 20 hours for free. Well, I might have a way around it. We shall see. Yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for checking me out. I want to stream more often, but it depends on my schedule. We'll try to. Uh, I don't want to work weekends, but I got a lot of work, so we'll see. Maybe I'll be around tomorrow. Hope you're all doing well. Like I said, subscribe if you haven't. Give this video a like. Share it with your friends. Keep making art. Keep making comics. And I'll see you again in my next stream.